Try to keep it as funny as possible. Comedy can be tough when you're not funny. The same way that being a priest can be tough when you've got Tourette's syndrome. Now you'd be going in the name of the Father, Andrew, smell your maw. Just you calm yourself, Farrell. Let's finish this guy's funeral. A double dip recession. That's what we're calling it. That's what we're in. Double dip. I don't even know what that means. That used to be a good thing. Double dip. Since when was that a negative? These fucking bankers have ruined dib-dabs. I used to think of orange and cherry sherbet with a swizzle stick. Now you think of government cuts. I don't fully understand it. I read last week America, they're in $16 trillion of debt. That is fucking unacceptable, isn't it? How the fuck do you get into $16 trillion? Surely somebody at the IMF's got to go on the phone. Look, you fucking got till Friday. Trying to make us look like pricks here. 16 trillion. America, skin. Europe, or skin. I hope Africa have got some good rock bands, because we need a concert. That's my solution. It's their fucking round. I can show some appeal videos. This is Gordon and Diane from Bishop Briggs. Oh, I can't watch these videos. Why do they always show you this stuff when you're having your tea? Do you notice that? Gordon and Diane, like so many others, took out a fixed rate mortgage. What is going on? The world can be such a fucking cruel place. Puts things into perspective. It was only this morning I had the cheek to moan about having to walk 20 miles for clean water. Then you fucking see this. Every time I click my fingers, a newly married couple from Dumfries have a credit card application rejected. A double dip recession. I've got mates who've lost their job. I know people who have went beyond unemployed. I've got people in my social circle. I've got friends who I can only describe as being unemployed as fuck. I know that's not fully utilising the English language, but that's what's being created these days. People who have just been forgotten about, people who are unemployed as fuck. They've just been forced to embrace the rut they're in. They're sat at home, they've got their routines, home's under the hammer, then it's man versus food. They're fucking adamant they've been missold PPI. Every 15 minutes you see that advert on the phone, where's my fucking PPI then? I don't know what it stands for, but I would like it back. I need that money so I can adopt a snow leopard. I feel for them. It must be tough. Under the coalition government, I love their proposals for the job crisis. David Cameron and their guys, the work experience programmes, creating jobs for people, just like normal jobs. The only difference being you don't get paid. If you're unemployed, you get to work, but you don't get any wages, but it's to boost your self-esteem. That's how fucking condescending. That's what people need. Last Friday of the month, I'm going to go and check and see if my self-esteem's in. Feeling a bit low. Oh, thank the Lord it's Self-Esteem Friday. Going to try and pay these bills. Hi, is that British Gas? Listen, mate, I'm skint, but I feel terrific. I'm wondering, are you prepared to accept self-esteem? Or maybe I can go on Skype and just smile at you. How's that? To stop people slipping into depression, David Cameron said about the work experience programmes. Pound Stretcher, they were one of the first shops to sign up to these programmes. Working in Pound Stretcher for no wages, that's pretty fucking depressing. Working in a shop where everything is worth a quid except you. It's about as depressing as it gets. And you look at these guys, now what the fuck would David Cameron know about being unemployed? Now, he's never been unemployed as fuck. David Cameron's never woke up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He's never had a packet of flaming hot Monster Munch for his breakfast. David Cameron's never known that feeling of waking up at 3 in the afternoon and your only goal for the day is to try and piss a skid mark off the inside of your toilet. When you start seeing that as a challenge, okay, that's been 3 days, that's ridiculous. I could use the brush, but that's admitting defeat. I'm going to get a glass of water, I'm going to fucking reload here. I'll be 2 minutes, just try to get a hard on, get a bit of pressure on this. I still take public transport. I know some of you probably don't believe that. Sat there going, fucking no chance. That's Kev IN up there. Fucking no way. I still take the bus. I don't drive, that's my problem. I've took driving lessons once in my life, but I took them in London, and if I was there for 3 months to fill my days, I thought I'll do something productive, try to learn how to drive. Driving lesson in London, it's just you and a guy parked in a traffic jam. After about 10 minutes, he starts saying, okay mate, well that's Radio 1, just press that in there. That's your cigarette lighter, just give that a few seconds there, buddy. Don't know if you smoke, but that should be good to go. Glove compartment, don't know if you wear gloves, mate, that's where to keep them. If your hands get a bit sweaty, okay, we're now going to reverse back 15 yards, we'll drop you home and we'll see you next Wednesday. That was as far as I got. I was on a bus up here about 6 months ago, and a guy got on, he put his money in. The bus driver said, how much is that? And the guy said, it's £1.70. How? In Glasgow, how means why. I don't know why that is. You don't say £1.70, why. You say £1.70, how. You don't ponder why, you demand how. He said £1.70, how? And the driver said, well, it's £1.85 for a single. And the guy said, it was £1.70 yesterday, you fucking dick. Classic negotiation tactics. But the driver held his nerve and he said, well, it's £1.85 today, you fucking dick. It was good. So on public transport, you see a battle of the wits, like this. And the guy just lost it. He said, £1.85. I don't want to buy the fucking bus. He's doing that sort of appealing for witnesses. And it goes on, and the guy starts punching the bit of perspex to get to the driver. And over years of taking the bus, I have familiarised myself with the onboard safety instructions. When a guy kicks off with the driver, don't even fucking look, just turn, look out the window, stare at the chewing gum, and go to a happy place. Have a bit of me time. I wonder how many fish fingers I've got in the freezer. I'm pretty sure I've seen there were 3. I need to stop eating odd numbers of fish fingers. That was inevitable. There was going to be 3 left. Now what the fuck am I going to do with 3 fish fingers? That's not a lunch or a tea. That's just no man's land. I'm going to have to have one of the Tuesday night dinners when you put a gammon steak and then just chuck the 3 fish fingers on as well. It's a minging combo. Wherever you go in your happy place, you start to find that you get to know yourself. I looked at the window and there was a stationery shop. I never knew I liked stationery until that minute. I just looked there and going, that's a fucking great deal on rubbers. When was the last time I rubbed something out? I might go in there, buy their rubbers. I might buy a pencil, sharpen it, a nice new pad, nice sharp pencil, write my name, and then just fucking rub it out. By the time I had come back in for a landing, this situation had been resolved. A good Samaritan had put the extra money in just to get the bus moving, and the guy was on. He'd made it. Everybody's bracing themselves. Where's he going to sit? It's quite a quiet bus. I was going, fuck. The guy's on. And it was then I realised that I was sat in the seats that are designed for conversation. You know, the seats that face in opposite directions for people looking for stimulating debate with like-minded folk on the world's big issues. Speaker's corner, that's where I was sat. And the guy, he came in and sat right opposite me. He never recognised me, oblivious to the fact he was sitting opposite KVN. Never fucking... And the boss is pulling away. He's not going to a happy place. He's looking at that stationery shop. I might go in there and buy a pencil, sharpen it and stab him in the eye, the fucking wanker. The boss is going on, and he started talking to me. He said, where are you going, mate? And I said, I'm just going to meet my mate at the cinema. And he said, I've not been to the cinema. I've not been to the cinema in fucking ages. Right? And I said, oh, all right. If they're struggling for small talk, you need to keep it going. You don't want the guy thinking you're being ignorant. I just said, oh, all right. And he said, do you ever see that movie, Social Network? That's what he asked me. And I said, oh, the movie about Facebook. And he said, correct. As if you survived that fucking round. He said, that Mark Zuckerberg, he's worth billions, mate. And I said, oh, I can imagine. And he said, how? And I said, well, he's the owner of Facebook. And he said, aye, but how does that make money, mate? It's fucking free. And you don't laugh. The onboard safety instructions tell you, do not. In order to avoid a punctured lung, keep your face firmly. Keep your face firmly on screensaver mode. Just... He said, if I was in charge of Facebook, mate, I'd be saying fucking quid a go. It gave me a small sense of hometown pride when I realised the guy was serious. Small sense of hometown pride that there must be very few places in the world where Mark Zuckerberg would be offered financial advice from a guy who was 15 pence short for a single fucking bus. Have you shown our bro? I don't know if it made the papers. A guy, he walked in about 10 seconds late, and I said, how's it going, sir? And he looked at me with fucking venom in his eyes. He was just right there. Not a way you can tell when somebody's kidding on and when somebody's fucking mental. I said, I'm just saying, are you all right, mate? And he said, no. He said, I'm not all right. He said, in fact, I'm going to kick your cunt in. Even in Scotland, any English folk here, that's aggressive. I'm going to kick your... I was a wee bit taken aback, but another guy in the audience leapt to my defence, and I apologise for the language in advance here. I'm only quoting this guy, and it's probably the most beautiful sentence I have ever heard. He said, your arse, your fanny, you're going to kick no cunt's cunt in. I've stopped boozing as much, right? I still drink, but I've stopped drinking as much, because that is another thing I discovered. As soon as you turn 30, the fear of a hangover eclipses the joy of a night out, right? Teenagers, 20s, you see a tray of Jaeger bombs arrive, you see a good night ahead.
30s, you see a tray of suicidal thoughts in the morning arrive. That is the harsh reality of the aging process. You drink a couple of these, you know the next day is going to be spent on your couch, putting on Come Dine With Me, just for some company, just to have people there, just reassuring voices. You're not even watching it, you're just staring at it, occasionally paying attention, and then some old guy undercooks a beef Wellington and it's just too much. You've got a lump in your throat. There's a fucking tear. It's trickling down your face as you're getting hit like a freight train with pangs of guilt about trivial shit that happened years ago. He's just fucked up. The old guy's just fucked up. He's just fucked up his beef Wellington. He only wanted to make everybody a nice dinner and he's totally ruined it. The starter looked amazing and then he just totally fucking... Why did they try a beef Wellington? It's quite a hard dish to make. And that voice perks up. That's that, Kev, you piece of shit. Remember, your mum used to make you a packed lunch every day, Kev, even though you just put it in the bin and went to the chip van. Remember, Kev? 4 years that went on. Every morning she was making you sandwiches, even though they were just going in your phone her, Kev. I'm sorry, phone her, Kev. Phone your mum, Kev. I'm going to phone her. Before you know it, you're dialing Mum Mo. Mum, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for every time you made me a packed lunch. And I was just putting it in the... Kevin, where are you? Are you on something, Kevin? Have you... Your mum thinks you're a junkie, Kev. She thinks you're a junkie. Junkie boy. Junkie. That is a hangover. 30s onwards. Going to the bathroom every 20 minutes, shitting out bits of yourself you need to keep. That's what you've got to look forward to. Having to gradually move off the pan, knowing that you need to turn back and survey the devastation you have left in there. Hey, Kev, that was a very aggressive bowel movement, Kev. Don't flee the scene. Do not flee the scene. That needs a wee check, Kev. I think you might have done yourself a bit of long-term in there, Kev. So we're just going to count to 3, pal. We're going to turn back and we're going to take a wee look at that and then decide the next step. Okay, Kev, come on, pal. We'll get through this, right? 1, 2, 3. What the fuck is that red bit, Kev? Kev, there's a red bit in there, mate. The red bit. What the fuck, Kev? You've just shit the red bit out of your arsehole, Kev. You need to go that, mate. Get the phone out. I have just shit the red bit out of my arsehole. The red bit has just fallen out my arsehole. You need to sit, Kev. You need to go to the doctor's Monday morning. Just walking in, doctor. We're both adults here. I have just shat the red bit out of my arsehole. That's what you've got to look forward to. Your hangovers in your 20s. Oh my God, I'm so hungover. Really need a Nando's. Oh my God, I'm so hungover. Need an arse transplant.
Have we got any English in? Woo! Just one person there. I don't think we're anti-English, Scotland is. But people confuse us for why don't you support us in major football tournaments? It's every 2 years, let me get this straight, you actively support the other teams because they're playing England, don't you? That's pretty much it, mate. That's nothing anti-English though. That's just the England football team. Guys like fucking John Terry. He's quit, but I look at John Terry in the papers, he looks like the kind of guy, if he never made it as a footballer, you would see him outside a pub in Tenerife or somewhere going, you guys want a free shot tonight? What's the plan tonight, lads? Coming down to Bull's Head for a free Sambuca? Come on down. You love it, mate. Loads of girls, free shots. Come on down. Just say Jono sent you, big JT. Fucking free shot, mate. Scottish football, we're going through an interesting period there. Feel the fucking division in the camp there. I only said Scottish football. People going, just you fucking tread carefully, pal. I remember watching a Danny Dyer documentary about the old firm. And it was good to see somebody like him, Danny Dyer. He's the prick's prick, isn't he? It's good to see him. Not some nights you just flick through the channels and you see he's on Britain's Most Deadliest Men, him talking to some big wall puncher. Guy's going, I'm the kind of bloke, if you don't mess with me, I'll be all right, but if you mess with me, I'll fuck you up. Danny Dyer's going, can I be your friend? He done a special on football rivalries, and he was outside Ibrox in the morning of an Old Firm game, and he's talking to the camera. This guy made me laugh. He's going Celtic and the Catholics, and Rangers and the Protestants. I'm outside the stadium on Old Firm Day, one of football's most deadliest rivalries. I'm here, outside the stadium, on match day, and I'm not afraid to say, I am fucking shaking. There's people walking behind him, just waving at the camera, going... It was like 10:30 on a Sunday morning. He's going, I'm a fucking soft bloke. I've seen some stuff, but today, I'm fucking petrified. The guy walks behind him with a bacon roll and a cup of tea. He shouts, come on, Rangers. He's going, it's fucking kicked off now. It's a tough one to explain. Scottish football. Which actually happened up there? Wasn't it a 2-horse race? That's it, mate. We lost a horse. That's right. Scottish football's become show jumping. I don't know how they're feeling. I know we're fucking getting a wee bit tense in there, but I had to laugh at it. Rangers Football Club, they owed a lot of fucking people money. I read the list of everybody that was owed money, and it just got fucking surreal. They owed like 60 quid was owed to a local newsagent. Right? These small sums that made it mental. About 60 quid to a local taxi firm. And then the one that made me chuckle, it said £40 was owed to a local Glasgow face painting company. And I had to read it a few times. Does that say face painting company? How the fuck did they... 40 quid to a face painting company. And the newspaper article never explained why. There was no backup information, just left that there. As if that's a common footballing expense. A face painting company. The club have been in financial meltdown, and there's some guy running about the boardroom kidding on he's a fucking tiger. Some guy just opening doors going, "Arrgh!" Get on. I dare you to do the chairman. I fucking will do the chairman. I fucking do. The boardroom going, will you go and wash your face, you fucking idiot? Try to fix his accounts here. Sorry about him, boys. Fucking 40 quid he spent on that. Ah, 40 quid, aye, but it's a fucking cracker. Do you see his whiskers? I've never understood that, the religious divide. I've never understood that. One side shouting, fuck the Pope, the other side shouting, God bless the Pope. I don't think the Pope gives a fuck about the SPL. I think the Pope's a Bundesliga man.